Have you found this passion fulfills a need and a desire for you personally that wasn't being itched before? Like, is there a new love for something that you didn't even know was
100%.
there before? Yeah.
I mean, some of these kids are first generation college.
Yeah.
You know, so providing for their families, the opportunity for them has been incredible.
Yeah.
And then probably the most exciting part to me is I'm 34, so I'm going to get to see what 30 plus years of a career for them will do.
Shade isn't a place you hide. It's where you pause, where you think, where real work happens. Quietly, creatively, and authentically. No slides, no filters. Just candid conversation about a story worth telling. It's not about villains. This is where brand builders, creatives, and storytellers come to share the stories they usually don't tell in pitch decks or press releases. It's about the people who work behind the scenes, challenge the obvious, bend the rules, or build unforgettable brands. This is
Shady Characters.
Well, hey man, I want to thank you for coming on the show today and being a Shady Character with us. Today we've got Matt Schnitzer. Matt Schnitzer is a barber at King's Club Barbershop, and he's also started a really cool charity. How many years are you into Barbers for Baja now?
This is year 5.
Year 5, yeah. And so I think your trajectory started. You worked at King's Club. You started going to King's Club, got really into King's Club, and then ultimately decided that you wanted to make a career out of being a barber, right? So tell us a little bit about how that trajectory started for you.
So, as far as becoming a barber, I, signed up for trade school, 1,500-hour commitment. It's basically a 9 to 5. You're going to school to figure it out.
Yep.
How long does 1,500 hours take?
If you're going full time, it's about a year.
Okay.
Said and done.
Yeah, so that's a good commitment then.
Yeah, I started, so I went right out of high school.
Yeah.
So I was, 18 and a half, jumped right into it. I was leaning on actually moving to San Diego, and I had a job opportunity down there at a pretty cool barbershop, and I'm still friends with those guys. At the time, the shop I work at was only two chairs. Mike was there, Scott was there. Two chairs, 2 barbers, no room for me, effectively. But I'd come in on the weekends and watch them cut hair, sweep. That's kind of what you do when you're in school. You'll go to a barbershop and you'll actually learn, because school doesn't really teach you too much of that stuff. But about 3 months before finishing barber school, Scotty and Mike were like, hey, we're going to remodel. We're going to put a 3rd chair in here. Do you want to work here? I was like, okay, I guess.
You do that for me?
Yeah, exactly. So it was a pretty smooth transition. My friends were already getting their haircut there, growing up in the area. It was a super, super fast build of my clientele at the barbershop. And I want to say you started coming in
pretty early. I mean, it would have been 15-ish years ago, man. Because we've been in San Juan for 10, and I was in Dana for 5 before that.
Yeah.
So
how long have you been married now?
Got married in 2013, and probably started coming there maybe 2 years-ish.
So it's right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You saying I was one of your early clients?
Yeah.
How did this romance start? Like, where'd you get? Like, you just happened to stumble in? And
I think it
cool
was as a guy that not from the area, moved down to Dana Point. It was walkable from the house, and King's Club's draw to me was you could get your hair cut and you'd get a cold beer while you were waiting, and it was just like a great spot to shoot the shit with the guys. And it just immediately, like, having walked in there, you immediately felt a sense of comfortability with like all of them, right? So it was rad.
I've never met you before, but I know all about King's Club, by the way, because he talks about it all.
So what's cool about our barbershop, I think, is the big thing that makes us successful is the consistency. Haircuts aside, Mike, the owner, we're closing on 20 years of him owning it as the King's Club. I've been there 15. Scotty's been there, I don't know, 18 or something like that. Tanner, Eric's technically the new guy now. But Tanner,
now Mike's son.
Yeah.
So wait, there is a 4th chair?
So there's now.
Yeah.
So when I started 3-chair barbershop,
Yep.
about 2 years after I was working there, we had a structure fire actually. So
no way.
which was no one's fault or anything. But so we remodeled, flipped the shop to the other side, 4-chair barbershop, and then Tanner started working there, who was our 4th barber. And then at the moment we have Mike's son, who's now a barber, working there also. So we have five barbers, 4 chairs. So Mike's part-time.
And just rotate chairs.
So Tanner's almost on his way out. He's becoming a commercial pilot.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
My dad was a commercial
Oh,
pilot.
rad.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tanner's going through that whole process right now. So him and Mike share that chair, and then myself, Scotty, and Eric are full-time in the 3 other chairs.
Yeah. So when I first started going, And not that you're old now, but you were
Yeah.
young,
I'm
like
34
yeah,
now,
but like
so,
yeah, you were
So probably 20.
20 or
Well, I
something
remember
like that.
I started at the barbershop
Right out of school.
and I had to ask Mike, hey, can I drink a beer here after
Yeah.
work? Like legally I cannot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you guys are hanging out and,
Yeah.
after hours or whatever that looks like. And
Yeah, Tim, and you won't remember this because you didn't come, but there.
Here we go.
When Kara and I got married, I actually rented out King's Club and it had the guys all. That was where all the groomsmen got ready. That was where, because we got married at Strands there.
Had you asked me to be in the wedding, I
You
probably
would've-
would have had some leverage.
But I that day I thought I was really cool back then, and I had like the waxed mustache, and Matt got to shave off like a big waxed curly Q mustache
we might
because
have to add some of those photos in.
I know. And I remember talking to Karen. She was like, are you going to trim that before we get married? And I remember thinking like, I probably don't want to look back in 30 years and be like, I had the big waxed curly Q mustache. So yes,
Man,
I'm going to trim
ridiculous.
it off. I know. Yeah, I know. I feel like there's always going to be that. It's going to be you look at your parents' wedding pictures, like none of them look cool now, but
the era specific time.
Yeah. So maybe the waxed, but I remember you trimmed those off that day, and I've never had them again since. And then it's just grown here instead. You clipped my wings. Yeah. Man, I didn't realize how long it's been now, man. So
Correct.
that's probably
and the shop has been there since the 60s. It's always been a barbershop, which is kind of cool too. So we have clients that have lived their whole life in Dana Point that they've just transferred depending who the barber is that's been there, but that's where they've gone for their haircuts.
How cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, I think so almost in a way. And one of the things that surprised me, so we send these like questionnaires before you come on the show, just to kind of help prep what we're talking about. And one of the questions is about storytelling, because like we're storytellers. This is a storytelling podcast. And I was amazed at your answer. And you said, I don't really know if I am a storyteller. And I'd argue that you're one of the best storytellers that I know, man. And I think it's all attributed to your ability to quickly connect with people. You get them for 30 minutes at a time, once a month or whatever it is. And I just feel like you guys all do such a great job at the barbershop, but it feels like every time I go, you guys are storytellers.
True. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's something always going on, which is
and it's so fun to go in there and like hear you guys riffing off each other and telling stories. And I think
I shouldn't say I don't enjoy storytelling, but I think more like I was talking about speaking upon myself.
I know you're a humble guy.
Doing this
I know.
I don't know.
Well, this is a chance for us to humbly celebrate what you have turned this career of being a barber into something that I think is much bigger than yourself now in Barbers for Baja. And I'll go back to some of the storytelling that I really enjoy hearing you guys talk about for years. And I am no surfer, right? But for years, I've heard you tell this story about these like epic adventures down to Scorpion Bay in Baja. I know that Baja has been a big part of your life in the amount of time that I have known you. Is that how did Barbers for Baja become an opportunity that you saw?
So I guess, so growing up as a kid, we had local trips to Ensenada, San Felipe. That was a couple times a year. We'd head down south and just have fun for the weekend. And then started working at the barbershop, surfing, exploring more through Mexico as I was getting a little bit older. Mike, who's a big surfer advocate also.
Is he good?
He's good. He can surf. So.
Yeah. Who's the best surfer in the barbershop?
Probably Mike.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So Mike's pretty good.
Who's the best marathon runner in the barbershop?
Good question. So we're doing road racing or trail racing. That could be a whole other podcast. So, one thing led to another, traveling, spending more time in Mexico. And then I met my now wife, who is, her parents live full time in Mexico. So they retired down there. They lived in Mexico before they had kids. So
Is she Hispanic?
She's not.
Is she from
No, they're from the Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So
he came out here, did a stint with the Navy, and as a surfer found Mexico. Yeah. So him growing up, he was exploring Baja and mainland Mexico all the time. So he always knew, our family trajectory. We will retire. We will build a house down in Mexico. So when my wife and I started dating, it was, we're going down once a month or that frequent down to Mexico. And obviously just pleasure at this point. We're just having fun and surfing and camping and running around different places. And then, when I guess 2020 is kind of where the flip switched to.
Yeah, was this like a COVID project for you, or
A little bit, I would say. So, I mean, talking with my in-laws, COVID, the world shut down. Everyone was doing different things, but the community right by my in-laws' house, a lot of time during the holidays, you'll have Americans. They bring toys down. They bring supplies, school supplies for holiday season for the kids. So that wasn't going to happen. So I was like, okay, well, and at the time during the holiday season, we would do a canned food drive, and we would donate them to FAM, the local food bank in San Clemente. So in 2020, we decided to switch. I go, hey, let's do a toy drive. I'm going down there for Christmas. I'll just take all the toys down, and we'll do that. So we collectively with our shop and then a couple other barbershops in the area, just made some cheesy flyers and said, brought up a can and said, hey, who wants to donate some toys? So one can turned to 2 cans, turned to 10 cans.
Yeah.
We filled up a Sprinter van.
Yeah.
Brim, wall to wall, full of toys. So, and some people gave money too. And so we had about $5,000. We stopped buying toys because we're like, we've got a lot. We've got too much
enough,
stuff. Yeah. So actually Mike and his son drove down with me to deliver everything, which was awesome. It was a full fun day. We got to pass all the toys out to the kids. It was really, really neat.
Yeah. Rewarding experience.
100%.
Yeah.
So that would probably be that first feeling of like, okay, this is kind of like a feel good. You know what I mean? Got to do something, give back project. But when we were down there, we came across the border going south. I had to pay taxes to import all those toys. So there was, $500 gone right there.
even though you're giving them away.
Yep. So that was kind of like, okay, that sucks. That's a sting, you know? And I was like, okay, so we had about $5,000. We ended up donating $2,500 to a local elementary school in the area. Same thing, buy school supplies, backpacks, get the kids some stuff that they need. So we had, roughly, I don't know, $2,000, $2,500 left. And COVID, the bar by my in-laws' house was closed. The head bartender, their daughter wasn't going to finish community college. So we were talking. I'm like, well, what does that cost? He's like, it's her last semester community college. It's around $300 to $400. I was like, okay, well, let's solidify. Let's get
I got that. Yeah.
And I was like, well, what does she want to do after that? And she goes, she wants to become a nurse. And, there's schooling in Ensenada. And I'm like, okay, well, what does that roughly look like? He's like, I'll get back to you. So a week or so goes by, and he comes back and tells us it's about, $1,200 for her nursing program, books, school supplies. Let's round up to $2,000 per year. So we ended up paying for her first year of college. And that's when we came home, and I was like, the toys are awesome, but 3 months later, March, they're going to be busted. They're going to be broken.
You're not helping someone's future. Yeah.
Correct.
Kind of.
So that's where, so now we're back in the barbershop.
Yep.
And what's awesome about our barbershop and all barbershops in general, we're cutting photographers, lawyers.
You've got a great clientele. Yeah.
Full widespread.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I cut the owner of Stussy, the clothing company. So I talked to Frank, and I'm like, hey, next year I want to focus on college scholarships. I want to try and expand that way. I go, will you print me some T-shirts, and I'll sell them during the holiday season, and we'll just kind of see what happens, and all the money we'll put to scholarships. So he goes, okay, and I was gonna pay for them. But he goes, I'm gonna print you 1,000 T-shirts. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay. I just got 1,000 T-shirts from Stussy, which is an awesome company.
Yeah.
So then I was kind of like, well, what else can I rally together? We know the guys at Stance Socks very well.
Yep.
Same thing. I approached them. I go, hey, I'm going to try and build this. At this point, I made up this thing called there was the box set. So it was a T-shirt, socks, and pomade. So I told Stance.
Suavecito?
No, so we use Uppercut. So Uppercut, which is an Oceanside-based company.
Yep.
Well, they're out of Australia, but Oceanside, they're local and friends of ours too. But I had told Stance that Uppercut was already on board, and I told Uppercut that Stance was already on board, and here we go.
Thankfully, they both got on board.
So, well, and then the best, we're sitting down with Uppercut, and they go, we'll donate. We want to be involved in this project. This sounds awesome. How are you going to sell all of this product? And I go, same thing. I go, I've got all my friends' barbershops that are going to help me sell them. I had talked to none of them at this point. But I was just kind of like, this is what we're going to do.
That's how business works.
Exactly.
By the way.
So fake it till you make it. But so, now we fast forward to 2021 holiday season. We had built 800 of these box sets, which we got for free.
Yeah.
All the companies donated everything for free. So we sold them out of, I think that first year, 8 or 10 barbershops from Los Angeles to San Diego. And then one out of state, our buddy shop in Utah.
Yeah.
We raised $50,000 in 2 months from November to January.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now from, that following season, we added, I think that next year was 7 students that we added to our scholarship program. And then having $50,000, I go, holy shit, we need to start a nonprofit. This is more than just.
Then you need to make it official.
Yeah. So then we went through the process to set up a nonprofit, build a board, get things a little more organized in that regard. Because I didn't,
Do you know do you any experience in doing that, or
No.
how do you figure that out? Is that just a lot of online research?
So back to the barbershop, which is awesome. I mean, our board, my wife's on it. We've added a fifth member, my good friend Emmanuel, who I actually went to barber school with.
Yeah.
And we can get to speaking about him later. But my wife, my buddy Nick, who's a good friend of mine at the barbershop, and then one of my clients, he's a tax lawyer. So I was like, okay, you'll handle all the like legal
Make
tax.
sure we don't F it up too bad.
Yep. If we're gonna go to, no one's gonna go to jail. That's
Yeah.
the most important.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, basically we got all of our ducks in a row, got an official nonprofit set up, and then from there it's just been this snowball effect of, as a nonprofit, you open up the door to taxable donations where people can just cut you checks at that point.
Yeah.
And, make projects.
Which is,
fun.
I imagine the guy from Stussy, for him, that was probably
So
for
a
all
lot
those
of the
guys.
yeah.
it's
So,
all
but
donation.
then a lot of them will use it as like a marketing expense for the clothing stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So at this point, fast forward, we have 3 years under our belt as an official 501c3 nonprofit, and we do the box sets. We do, we have monthly donors and yearly donors that make contributions to us that make all of our projects go. So, and then fast forward 2 years, from 2021 to 2024, 2025, we have 32 kids in school.
Dude.
We have 9 that have graduated.
How cool.
And then we'll, I'll speak about the clinic stuff in a little bit. But
Yeah.
How much time does this take for you to be involved, or is it for you, is it a lot of time you have to put into it?
It's a legit second job.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's been this like slow, into faster and faster and faster. And some of it I may not even notice, but yeah, it's at this point probably a equivalent to a 40-hour work week job.
Yeah, because I think some people, it's like, I want to start a nonprofit, and they don't realize how much work actually goes in. It's not like you're going to do it and this machine is going to run itself.
No, and obviously what's nice about our program is we run everything out of our house. We don't have an overhead.
Sure.
Yeah.
No one's getting paid. So 100% of the money goes to the cause at this point, which is awesome. We're gonna try and keep
Because
it
you're
that
putting
way.
hours, is there a vision? I mean, your time is valuable.
Correct.
I mean,
So there's one nonprofit that I mentor, look up to.
Yep.
It's called Charity Water. And what their program does is, because a lot of if people ask you, one of the first questions they ask is, well, how much does my donation go to the cause? If I donate $100,
Yep.
how much of that is actually going to?
correct.
what
Am
I'm
I
doing?
paying myself $90 and then
Sure.
$10? So people want to know these things. What Charity Water does, which is a goal of ours to, I think, kind of follow that program, is they have private donors that fund the employees, and then that portion of their
Everything else goes to the cause.
Yep. So when someone else makes a donation, they can say, then it's true, hey, 100% is going to the cause.
Yeah.
Because nothing else, because they already have a side group that is funding all the employees. And they're, multi-million-dollar program. It's huge nonprofit. So that would be kind of a goal, is to grow into something like that. Because as time goes, yes, I'm spending more time out of the barbershop.
And eventually it's going to take a staff to run this thing with
Yeah.
you,
Well,
potentially.
We're
right?
at that
So,
point where it's either I'm going to pay someone else or myself at that point. Because time, if I'm not behind the chair working, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
And I love my job; it's awesome. But you can't be two places at one time.
Yeah. Have you found this passion fulfills a need and a desire for you personally that wasn't being itched before? Like, is there a new love for something that you didn't even know was there
100%.
before? Yeah.
Some of these kids are first generation college.
Yeah.
So providing for their families, the opportunity for them has been incredible.
Yeah.
And then probably the most exciting part to me is I'm 34, so I'm going to get to see what 30 plus years of a career for them will do.
Yep.
Into helping their parents, helping their kids, so it's not just going to be chapter one is all the exciting stuff hasn't even really happened yet.
What types of industries are most of them going to school for?
So our first round of students was probably primarily medically based, dental, nursing, and then a couple doctoring students. And to give kind of a rough concept.
I think that's great. It's all people that are going to make a difference.
100%. And then average scholarship price is about $2,000 to $5,000 per kid. So $20,000 you can put a kid through private dental school in Mexico, and they're able to, after the residency year, they can work wherever they want in Mexico.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And it's so expensive here.
Yep.
Like $25,000 for a year here,
if not more.
if not more.
Who knows
And
what.
that's probably on the low side.
100%. Yeah. So that's where I was like, okay, our program we can, with $50,000 that first year, we can make a dent. We can actually do something.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward into where we're at now with 32 kids in school,
Yeah.
9 graduates, we are making a dent. Things are happening and growing.
So after I graduate with a dental degree, I've had a sponsored education. How is Barbers for Baja helping these guys get into practices, right? Because then I have a hurdle to overcome. Like, I got to have a place that I can operate, that sort of thing. And I think you guys have done a good job bridging that gap in ways, right?
Correct. So I'd say our program is mainly focused on two portions. We have the college scholarship, which was our planned intent, and then we've grown into doing these massive medical and dental clinics all over rural communities in Mexico. So with the clinics, we'll come into a remote town, basically take over a building like this, and set up shop. We've got portable dental chairs, doctor's beds, everything that we need to make a clinic run, autoclaves, and bring a team in, and everything's free for the community. We cover the costs and everything. And then most of that is being done by our student workforce, our graduates, some of their colleagues that they know, and we bring American volunteers.
I imagine those guys are pretty indebted to you at that point, that if you ask them to show up, they're going to...
Well, that, and then also what's nice is they want to do it.
Yeah.
I think this next generation of... Mexican students and Mexican workforce, they all are almost looking out for each other. I mean, all these towns that we go into, they do not have a dentist, a doctor. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
These are remote towns. So as they're working in the field with us, they're meeting maybe a licensed dentist or doctor who's works in La Paz or works in Tijuana or Ensenada, and then they've connected with them. And now maybe that's a job opportunity or something like that.
Has it been easy to find those volunteers, like from La Paz, for example, that are like, I love what you're doing. I love that you're you're training this dentist who wants to work in this remote rural area potentially. And are they like, tell me where I can volunteer at one of these clinics, or is it hard to find them?
So now that things have kind of grown to, what's nice of where we're at now is, this 2025 was our first year that we had our clinic schedule mapped out.
Yeah.
Like in January, I was like, we're doing a clinic. These weekends, these 3 weekends are our big clinics that we're putting on. So as far as me approaching American volunteers and Mexican volunteers, I have a schedule.
They can forecast against dates.
Hopefully we raise enough money and figure this out. It's like now we kind of have it mapped out. And same thing, we'll do that this next year for 2026.
Yep.
So things have gotten easier for having volunteers. And like anything, you meet people at the barbershop. Let me get you in contact with this person, that person.
Yep.
I met a guy who lives up in the Bay Area that has been doing dental and medical projects all over Mexico for about 30 years.
Oh, cool.
He was in part of a nonprofit, and he always says, he's like, it got too difficult to work with a big group. There's a year board, you got to vote in this process, so on and so forth. So him and his best friend was a dentist. So he said, screw it. We're just going to go off on our own and do it on our own. We'll just finance it ourselves and run these small clinics on our own. So that's kind of where, when I met him, he kind of taught me how to do these
the clinic
on a small scale. And he's been kind of always available to help me and help things grow and change, and which has been really, really beneficial in that regard.
Does it feel? I got to imagine. I know the answer to this, but does it feel amazing when you see the response and the results of people that have been beneficiaries of the services and whatnot?
100%. I mean, you have people coming up to you basically crying and appreciate. I mean, they've had a pain in their tooth for 5, 6, 10 years.
You're had no means to fix it.
Nope.
Right?
So, and I mean, to give you some context, our first clinic we did was in 2023. We set up 3 dental chairs with a couple of our first students. We had one Mexican licensed dentist there. Maybe we did about 60 services over the 3 days. To our last clinic that we just did in San Juanico in July, we had about 70 volunteers come down. We did over 850 services in 3 days.
Wow.
Dental, eye work, cancer checks, medical health checks, and then actually it's kind of funny, we've started cutting hair at them too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Bring it full circle. I know how to do this too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, things have grown into, in a good way, a huge operation.
Yeah.
So, and this was a big year for us. We, a couple things that happened with the clinics. We had another group out of Santa Barbara who started working with us. They were working in rural areas of Mexico through the early 2000s, and their program kind of shut down. And then they came down with us last year and kind of saw what we were doing. So now they've, alongside with us, committed. They fly down to one of the remote towns we work in monthly, and they work down there.
Yeah.
Which has been a huge help to take some of the burden off, knowing that we're not going to there just once a year.
Yeah.
Do you still bring a surfboard on the trip with you and get a fine surf
So
down in these areas?
clinic
Not in La
windows.
Paz.
Clinic windows are tough. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just work. You know,
Yeah.
you're working. But
Yeah.
like this last trip we just did, it was a 2-week trip. So we go down, we bust our ass, we work hard for 5 days, set up, breakdown, and then that second week is just vacation and chill and
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So.
It's the reward, right?
Correct. Yeah. So and then obviously life, family, kids, travel, all that sort of stuff too. But,
Yeah.
So yeah, the clinics have been growing exponentially. And back to your question about finding volunteers,
Yeah.
actually our students and our graduates are the ones recruiting other people,
Very cool.
which has been super cool. Like they're
Yeah.
like, hey, I have a friend that's a doctor in this city that wants to come and help. We had a physical therapist there. That's just like
I met this other friend through school,
Yep.
and now I've got a
totally.
yeah.
So it's like, and I always I think for me, what I try and focus on is having. I think it's important for the Mexican community to take care of the Mexican community.
Yep.
I don't want to be the white savior coming in and helping everyone in that regard.
Yeah.
No language barrier. I think everyone's a little more comfortable with people that
Do you speak Spanish?
And I'm not fluent, but I'm comfortable.
But enough to get by. Yeah.
But I think it's really magical to see when the clinics are going on. One, you have people from the towns that are working them, and then also our students who have graduated or are in the process of graduating. Their siblings might be there.
Yeah.
Their cousins, their nieces, who are potentially could be that next generation of going. Okay, this is an obtainable concept.
Yeah.
Seeing someone I know that is a dentist now or a doctor or a nurse versus just us going in and helping.
Yeah.
So that's been super.
One of the things I appreciate, and I don't know if you thought about it at the time when you were naming Barbers for Baja, but it becomes an ambiguous enough name that you don't get pigeonholed into being able to do one type of thing. And so more recently, you've started to get donations that support what are the Bombarderos? Am I saying that right?
The Bomberos for
the
the fire department?
Bomberos, yes. And so now you're able to get donations, which is it's kind of out of the the realm of like why we started this.
Yep.
But because Barbers for Baja can kind of be many different things, you've been able to align and go, hey, we've also got this opportunity over here. We can use Barbers for Baja as a conduit, right, to support in these other ways.
It's been huge too. And
Yeah.
same thing, we get clients at the barbershop, part of the fire department. They'll bring in supplies for us. Probably the biggest newer project we've been working on is we've been getting cystic fibrosis machines donated to us, which is a disease that in rural Mexico, these kids, if without them, will live to about 20, which is pretty wild.
Gotcha.
These machines are unobtainable for them.
Yeah.
So we've been able to work with another nonprofit up here and get them.
It's a crazy expensive machine up here,
Yep.
but they get cycled through more regularly up here. So you can take a chair that's still very usable or a machine that's still very usable and bring it down
We'll bring
there
them down there
be
and donate them directly to the families.
Yeah.
And so we've now gotten 5 of those donated through different
Wow.
parts of Mexico. And that was just a conversation that turned into something else. And
What do these things cost, you think, roughly?
I think,
Like when I buy one new?
well, I don't even know if you can technically buy one.
You
know
got to
what I
get
mean?
one through
your
medical provider,
or that
insurance.
sort of thing. But yeah, I would say anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000
Yeah.
would be my rough guess for a proper machine.
So potentially very unattainable for
Is
certain
it something that you
families
can
and whatnot.
share, or is it
So-
like one machine for one person?
Well, with cystic fibrosis, you don't want the certain kids around other kids because the infection can spread. And
Gotcha.
then if you get sick, you're out for 2 or 3 days. If they get sick, it might be a week or a month and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But so I think mostly they're using them on themselves.
Yeah.
And then they're using it twice a day, once in the morning and once at
Yeah.
night. It's basically they wear basically almost like a life jacket, and it just shakes, vibrates
Yep.
on them, and it pushes all that mucus and all that stuff out of their system.
Yeah.
Keeps them so they can breathe effectively.
Yeah.
Most of these kids are on steroids and other things as well.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's been like you're talking about, that falls under the umbrella of a medical or something that we're doing. And yeah, we can adapt and swift and jump in a different direction.
So you've had vehicles donated now, right? Like you've had ambulances and fire trucks?
So we've helped with the process. The same thing, like a fire department would donate the fire truck, and then we'll help with the licensing and paperwork to get it.
Do you get to drive it down there?
I have not.
Have you driven a fire truck down
well,
to Mexico?
After our last trip, so we were in San
Yeah.
Ignacio, one of the little small towns where
Yeah.
we were hanging out in, and I know the fire chief, and
Yeah.
we donated Jaws of Life to them, and he goes, "You want to take this around the block?" And I was like,
Heck
my
yeah.
daughter-
I sure do.
My daughter's sitting on my lap, and I'm like, "Okay, we can figure this thing out." So it was pretty fun.
Dude,
So.
how cool! Was there ever a world where you were in high school, hanging out at the barbershop, then sweeping floors at the barbershop, where you felt like you were going to apply this thing that you've grown Barbers for Baja into? Was that ever in your mind from back then?
I mean, zero.
Yeah.
100, not
Yeah.
a chance. I mean, and I would even say we launched Barbers for Baja with the toy drive.
Yeah.
And to say where it is today wasn't even a
It
concept.
wasn't even
Yeah.
a thought in your mind.
No.
Yeah.
Even that first year, you thought, okay, this is going to be a cute little thing we do each year. And
Yeah.
we'll go make a trip and drop them off, and that's going to be the thing.
Totally.
And so, yeah.
And then even the scholarships to the clinics, and now it's like this. It's
Yeah.
massive, and it's grown into something.
What I appreciate about your story here is that what it shows me is that you've got a real creative insight here, right? You hadn't even recognized. It wasn't like you saw what the full problem was and how I'm going to get there, but you kept your eye open to new opportunities for that problem, and then you're a go-getter in the sense that you figured out the path to get you there, and that's really inspirational, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I know that you're very humble here, but what you've done is phenomenal. It's very cool.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think it's that you're not, and I'll say the same thing. I don't know you as the person I met you, but that for me, it's that you're not content. You didn't, like, you could have easily just said, no, I'm just gonna do toys. That's easy for me. I can step and repeat. But you saw an opportunity.
I'm going to feel good about myself each year and at the end of the holiday when I
that's
drop
pretty
off
awesome.
these toys, but that wasn't enough for you.
Yeah.
And that's
Well, and I guess that what is enough. I mean, I
Yeah.
think at that concept of giving, it's never enough. In
Yeah.
one way, it's that the endorphin feeling of helping and supporting these communities is incredible. I mean, our next big hurdle is coming up here in 2 weeks. So the big thing with this last clinic we did in July was getting all the screenings and everything done for cataract surgeries. So we have a team flying down in a couple weeks to do cataract surgeries in Mexico, which is,
wow.
I mean, doing cataract surgeries now makes dental seem like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
going to scrub a building, and now it's becoming an OR facility
Wow.
to slice into people's eyes, which
Wow.
is, I mean, obviously I'm not doing that. But yeah, you put the correct team of players together, and you
But
can.
there could be a world where it's kind of like the fire chief gave you the opportunity to run the thing around the block. Like
Maybe you could.
just see what this
Maybe
is like.
they'll let you do one.
Yeah, exactly. So no, actually, the eye doctor's he lives in La Jolla, but he runs a clinic in Tecate every month. So I went down there in January, just to see how do I, how would I get you to come do this in a town that I want you to do it to? So I went to his facility and watched him do the procedures, and then he was nice enough to donate because he uses a specific chair and microscope and certain things that he needs. He goes, "Hey, I've got everything that you need. If you get it here, I can come fly in and show up, and we can make stuff happen."
So do you load stuff you rent a big truck and put all the
So,
chairs and the
what's
fancy
been
equipment
awesome
in?
and what's kind of part of the whole program, which is, another side thing that I never imagined is as we've been putting these kids through school in different communities, we have kids in school from Tijuana all the way to Cabo effectively. So in these different towns, every hour, every 2.5 hours or so, there's a family member I know.
Yeah.
And, this is my cousin, this is so-and-so.
yeah,
all
yeah.
You got help the whole way.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's been situations where we need to get product moved from here to Cabo, and I won't do it, but it'll get legs.
network
down.
helps
Exactly.
do it.
Someone's
Yeah.
someone's going to their family's house a couple hours south. Well, just throw 2 boxes in your truck.
And you're
work
just
it out.
working with Baja, nothing in mainland Mexico at this point?
We assisted one kid in Sonora, Mexico, with schooling.
Mm-hmm.
What's nice about Baja, and I keep our focus tight, run it like the in-and-out
Yeah.
model. It's like
Yeah.
do a couple things and do it well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as transporting things, having friends and family community through Mexico help us in that regard. Yes, when we were going south, the car is loaded and brimmed, and we're making every trip count.
Yeah. There's always something to bring down there
Yep.
when you go.
But then also there's local guys here in San Juan, Baja HQ. One of their employees runs a hauling business through Mexico.
Nice.
So
Yep.
he's taking, if you're building a house in Cabo, he'll take everything down for you. And then he'll, nice enough to reach out and go, "Hey, I've got a haul going down.
Yeah.
You have anything you need to throw?"
I got an extra, got
Yep.
a little room here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And usually most of our
Did you meet him through the barbershop?
So I've actually never cut his hair.
Yeah.
So, but through friends of friends, and
Yeah.
but and I'll give him, "Hey, this is box A that needs to be in this town by June. This could take 6 months. I don't care." So, and then obviously if it's that urgent, I'll I'll figure out another way to get it down
Yeah.
there. So
Where I'm kind of going with that question though is it feels like the barbershop has given you so much in a way, right? And because you're not afraid to ask for it, like it's been such a connecting point probably, right? So
100%.
it's cool that you've got Barbers still in the name of the charity
Yep.
because it's a melting pot of different supportive network in any capacity,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, the barbershop is the home base.
Yeah.
It always is the home base
Yeah.
for everything. Like
Yeah.
your wedding, your other, it's
Yeah.
like this is a place for us to start, and then we go out from here.
yeah,
And yeah, it's like the answer is no until you ask.
Yeah.
And not everything has to be done for free either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's plenty, like with these clinics, we will cover the cost of flights and hotel and food. And, you know, no one's getting paid to work the clinics, but
Yeah.
if they need help in getting there and working, we'll cover those expenses.
Who designed the cool scorpion for the logo?
One of my tattoo artists,
Yeah,
Nate,
nice.
drew the logo for the
I like the
Scorpion.
logo.
So,
Yeah.
and then we have a new logo coming out for 2026.
Oh,
so
more
that
secretive
one's more top
stuff,
secret
huh?
too. So.
Is it going to play into the kind of the Baja feel?
will,
Is it going to
yes.
look like it could be a tattoo?
It could be a tattoo.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But it'll be a nice. It'll be a pretty sweet logo.
Do you have the Barbers for Baja tattooed on you
I
I do
anywhere?
anywhere?
not.
Just gonna go there.
It's almost one of those things where, I mean, obviously I have a lot of tattoos,
Yeah.
but
Kind of out of room.
oh well, yeah, maybe out of room, and then also it's like, is that taboo? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's been a super fun growing process, and
Yeah.
I think it's like, what is next? Obviously, this cataract clinic, it'll be the next big project that we put on, and every clinic has been a growing opportunity. Like, for instance, this last one, the eye doctors, they're in the States now making 250 pairs of reading prescription glasses for
Cool.
that community. We've never done that before.
Yep.
So it's like this person opens this door, which then opens that door, and
Yep.
it's like the doors just keep getting opened up, and
Yeah.
I think just keep expanding, keep growing. And
Yeah. And it all goes back to the barbershop in a way, right? Those
Totally.
doors continue to open, right?
100%.
Somehow the barbershop is the key.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
So it's been a fun growth in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and you know, I've been going to the barbershop now for such a long time, but you know, I've met all sorts of different people when you go in there, and you have conversations with people that you normally wouldn't have the opportunity to conversate with.
Yeah,
And
you never know who you're sitting next to, whether it's
Yeah.
a CEO,
Yeah.
a plumber, another
Yeah.
barber, whatever it may be. It's like it's all walks of life through the barbershop, and I think that's been a huge thing for me. And it is interesting too, where if I were to cold call you here and want, hey, can you give me photography or
Yeah.
video?
Yeah.
How to run a good bit? You're gonna hang
Yeah.
up the phone.
Yeah.
But if
You
you're
have
sitting in the barber
There's
chair,
an intimate level with the barber,
Yeah,
right?
and I can
Well,
extract
you're also
information.
holding a straight razor to my
someone's throat.
neck, literally,
Yeah.
while you're asking me. But
so.
Did you ever get any random job offers from people that are like, God, you would do so great working in my business?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there have been a couple of like, you know,
I imagine like you'd
Opportunities
get
or-
people that like they probably feel like they bond with you. And
it's probably more of like, oh, would you want to open it? Like, I'm going to start like whatever. I'm going to open this place. Do you want to put a barber chair in
Yeah.
here and cut here?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Gotcha.
It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
the beauty of the barbershop is what you're liking is because you're here and
Yeah.
the environment
yeah,
here.
it's
and
hard to
sometimes you
replicate
can't.
it in a corporate
Yeah.
office.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've got quite a support network, though, of other barbershops now that are also supporting Barbers for Baja in providing you distribution to sell the box sets, in providing skill set probably to come down and donate at these things. Is there a brethren amongst the barbers that makes it really easy for you to grow? And is it easy to cold call another barbershop and go, this is what I got going on. Will you carry? Can I drop off 20 of these box sets and have
Yes.
you retail them for me?
So every holiday season, it seems like we're kind of adding another barbershop or two
Yeah.
to our group that helps sell the boxes. I do want to keep it a little. I don't want them to
Exclusive-
sit in super casual.
exclusivity
You know what
to-
I mean?
yeah.
There's like we're
Yeah.
the cooler barbershops.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Have that
Yeah.
in that regard. But yeah, it's like
You're not taking it to extreme cuts, a couple
no,
doors down.
I don't know. That place looks pretty cool. But
It does look pretty cool, to be honest with you.
but yeah, so it's like every holiday season, things seem to expand into another barbershop and have another person help
Yeah.
sell another set of eyes on things, which is awesome. And then, for instance, one of the barbers that has joined our team of helping us, he has 2 barbershops in San Diego.
Yep.
It's funny, I met him 2 years ago at an event in Costa Mesa, and I not that I blew him off, I think it was just a busy day, and he's like, hey, I want to get involved, and whatever, didn't connect.
Yeah.
I saw him a year later at another event in San Diego, and he's like, what's up, dude?
You never called.
100%. And I was like, what are you talking? I've never met. He's like, no, like I want to help
Yeah.
out. I want to be involved.
Yeah.
my wife's a nerd, or
Yeah.
his fiance. He's like, we're in. We want to help
special
out.
passion
Yeah.
to
So
get involved.
obviously,
yeah.
I was like, okay, we're sitting there talking, had a little more time. I was like, got his phone number.
Yeah.
So then from then to now, he's come and worked 2 of our clinics.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say then till now, I still haven't called him.
No, he's awesome. Carlos and Alexa, his wife,
Yeah.
have been involved in helping at the clinics and working. And then, they carried the boxes last year. And
Yeah.
they're-
Super cool.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
Is one, instead of me cold calling it, like
Yeah.
it's happening naturally. Because here's the thing, if you're in sales and you're selling something you don't care about, it's not going to sell.
Yeah.
So, and then what's nice too is there's no one's making any money off of it.
Yep.
So if a barber sells 1 gift set during the holidays or 100, it doesn't
Yep.
really matter. So it takes that like cringy,
Sure.
you want to buy my stuff away?
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's just like, hey, this is going to a project.
Yeah.
We're not making any money on it.
Yep.
And now obviously as an official nonprofit, people can look us up online
Sure.
and look at the website and see what we're doing.
So you mentioned you went to barber school with Emmanuel. Emmanuel's gotten pretty heavily involved in this thing too, right?
Correct. So so E-Man and I went to barber school together, and then he moved back out to Texas. He's got
Yep.
family out there, and then he's kind of bounced back and forth between LA and Texas the last 8 or 9 years. But yeah, he's been back in LA for about the last 5, and then now he is an official board member with us now on our team. He's dual citizen, which is
Yep.
awesome. Obviously, his Spanish is much better than mine. But yeah, he's my right-hand man in all
Yeah.
this sort of stuff, which has been super, super helpful of
Yeah.
having him take it to that next depth. And we haven't even gotten into now legally we can open a Mexican bank account, which will be huge
Because of his dual citizenship? Or-
correct. Yeah. As an American,
that opens a lot of doors.
Yep. So I mean, at this point, and everything's working fine, but with transferring money across the border,
Yep.
okay, this payment app, I've
Sure.
exceeded my limit, or this,
Sure.
so having an actual bank account in Mexico will and then we can also apply for a Mexican nonprofit status too, which
Yep.
same concept. We can get donations that way through Mexico and other programs down there too.
Yeah.
So that could be super, super helpful. Which is
Yeah.
cool.
So with having Emmanuel as your right hand guy, with having a proper board now, with being able to do some of those things, where does the future for Barbers for Baja go?
Up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep going up, up, and up. I mean,
Yeah.
I think so. Like Emmanuel's gonna go. I'm not going to this eye clinic.
Yep.
My daughter starts school the day before, so
Yeah.
I'm landlocked. I won't
Yeah.
be, but Emmanuel's gonna go down. He'll run the eye clinic. He'll be
Yeah.
completely fine. He's, we're 100% confident he
Yeah.
can handle all that. But I think, moving forward, like I said, having that like structured schedule with our clinics mapped out, a year in advance or so gives the opportunity for volunteers to go, okay, they can look at their work schedules and plug themselves in to
Do an
come
event.
come and work a clinic.
Yeah.
And then I think what's nice now is, like I said, we've got 40 kids roughly that have
Yep.
been involved in 30 in the program, 9 that have graduated.
That's a huge number, man.
Well,
That's cool.
I think small goal, a big
Yeah.
goal, whatever you want to call it, by 2030, it'd be 100 kids, get
Yeah.
100 kids through
Yeah.
college, which would be, I think now we've got a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And what does 5 years look like from now? We can actually map that out instead of when we launch things kind of like,
Yeah.
all right, we're just figuring out as we're going.
Yeah.
And then I think the big thing is now there is an opportunity for scaling.
Yeah.
If we did have a big donor come in and cut us a proper check to, okay, we could double, we could triple our
Sure.
output.
Yeah.
Because now we know what to do. Where if 4 years ago someone hands us a large check, I wouldn't even know what to do with the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now we have a format and we know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And you know what things cost. But
Correct. Yeah. Like, so, our big clinics, roughly it's about $25K to put on a clinic to host
Yep.
all the volunteers coming down to work them, feed them, house them, and all the medical or dental supplies needed to run a clinic to, service roughly 1,000 people. So,
Yeah.
and then we did a smaller one in northern Baja that was $12,500. And we had a family foundation that covered the whole cost
Yeah.
on that, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
that was something we did. We approached them, go, hey, we have a project we want to do in this community. They said, okay,
Yeah.
here you go, which
Yeah.
is awesome. So that's the goal is, now a little bit of that chasing the money and kind of finding ways to just keep growing.
Yeah.
So, which is a whole the business side of a nonprofit, which, like you said, I have no experience in. And
I wonder if you could even involve crowdfunding with something like that.
So they're almost like the box sets are, that
Yeah.
would say that
Sure.
form of crowdfunding.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we are getting free average. People wear the t-shirt. What is that? What's
Yep.
going on? So,
It is fun when I see people in the t-shirt.
totally.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun when I see people in it.
Yeah, oh,
and
I'm
I'm
sure.
like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not a client at the barbershop.
Yeah.
Or,
I don't even actually know you. It's not like you bought it because you know me. And
Totally.
You're like, how did you get connected to this?
Which
That's
is
so
cool to hear their version
Yeah.
of what someone told them that
Yeah.
it is, whether even if it's right or
Yeah.
wrong or not exactly.
I give
perfect,
them as
but-
gifts now to my brother lives in Seattle and my brother-in-law now lives in North Carolina, and I'll get photos sometimes of them when they wear them, like in
Yeah.
different landmarks up there, and I'm like, oh man, maybe they're bringing Barbers for Baja
Which is
to
cool.
totally new areas,
Yeah.
but they love the sets. Like it's a rad box set.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it makes a great gift,
Yeah.
which is good, and we
Yeah.
obviously do them during the holiday season, which is
Yep.
nice. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been.
Yeah. So where is the biggest opportunity for people that want to have learned about Barbers for Baja, either through us or outside? Where's the biggest opportunity for them to support you?
If you visit our website, barbersforbaja.org, Instagram, social media, Facebook, we post all of our projects and students and
Yep.
clinics on there. I'd say the biggest, I mean, the holiday box set is huge and it's
Yep.
awesome and huge way to support. The people that are doing monthly donations has
Yep.
been that like next tier of
Sure.
support. It could be $5.
Yep.
$500. It's like, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a huge donation, but it's like the trickle effect of multiple people doing these small things, and having monthly money coming in allows us to plan projects
Sure.
out versus going, okay, holiday season, hopefully we sell, and this works out to kind of push
Let's
it again.
find the money.
For sure.
It's
You know
nice
what I
to
mean?
already have it in the bank.
Yeah, or at least you've got, and obviously some of those donations could turn off whether people want to stop support.
Sure.
But it's like, for the most part, people that sign up for a monthly donation, they're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as finding us, I'd say visit our website, check out our social media. That would be the easiest way to check things out.
Yeah.
Or, I'm more than happy to share my phone number on the
Yeah.
post of the podcast.
Cool.
there, too.
Let me ask you one more question, because we talk on this show a bit about legacy, and I think you mentioned Logan. She's starting school. You got a kindergartner here coming into school for the first time. She is old enough now to start to understand maybe some of what you are doing, and maybe get to experience some of that, by going down and seeing these things. What does that legacy mean to you, to be leading by example for your child who is growing up in a society where they're getting influence from lots of places? They now get to see dad is moving the needle in the right way. What does that mean to you?
So, I mean, life in South Orange County is
Yeah.
a lot different than rural Mexico.
Yep.
But I mean, going down there with her, and what's been awesome is, I think the biggest thing is she doesn't know any different.
Yep.
She almost thinks everyone does this
Yeah.
stuff.
She
You know
thinks
what I mean?
this is normal.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Everyone's
like,
dad has a nonprofit where they fund 30 kids to go through school, and yeah.
but no,
What's your dad's nonprofit called?
Yeah, exactly. So, but what's neat is, she'll, like, for the clinic week, she comes down, she'll
Yeah.
help us. I mean, one, it's a family vacation
Yeah.
on the back end of it, but
Yeah.
she's involved start to finish. She
Yeah.
wants to be there helping set stuff up on the table, help move the chairs, help
Yeah.
just be involved. She's making name tags for
Yeah.
volunteers. And, is it something that she might take over one day down the road?
Hey,
Possibly.
yeah.
We'll see. You know what I mean? Who knows?
But that's got to be in the back of your mind. Everyone's got a legacy plan in mind, right? Like there would be a lot worse things that she could do in the future, right? That would
Totally.
be an amazing
100%.
trajectory, right?
Yeah.
To see where it
So,
grows to,
yeah.
and see someone like your daughter take it over. It'd be amazing.
Totally. Well, I kind of got a vision of that this last year. We went down for a backpack build project in northern Baja with a group of people we met in San Diego. And they had some of their kids there. They're gringos that have second houses in this community, so they've been going there for 20 years or whatever. And their kids are in college, and some of them have been traveling with them, and and smaller scale. But yeah, they'll do these backpack builds, which is awesome.
Is that we're putting a bunch of school supplies
Correct,
in
yep.
before school starts and we hand them out? Yeah.
Yeah, so we just did that in one town in Mexico. So $1,000 got us 100 sets of backpacks,
Wow.
rulers, calculators.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the money can go really, really far
Yeah.
with building stuff like that.
Yeah.
But seeing these kids that are now in college
Yeah.
still going down, and
Yep.
and I'm sure there's years where the kids are like, I don't want to be, I want to be
Yeah.
with my friends or doing this
Sure.
and that. But it's like, I think it's important to instill these things in our kids.
It builds a
and
good character, that's for sure.
100%. Whether even in the moment they're fully enjoying it. I mean, we could all look back on trips and stuff with our parents and thinking we're miserable, and then now today going, man, what I would give to go do this one more time
Sure.
or experience that. So.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud to know you, and I'm proud to have been a patron of yours for this many years, and to see how that friendship is kind of blossomed into what you're doing now, man, is really, really cool and very inspiring. And I'm really appreciative of you coming in and telling us all about Barbers for Baja, and excited to get more involved ourselves, I think, too.
Yeah, well, awesome. I
Yeah.
appreciate the time, and
Yeah.
thanks Thanks for having me on the show and supporting not only Barbershop Baja, but supporting me in the barber chair also.
As long as you keep giving me the shoulder rubs,
Yeah.
I'm in.
No doubt.
All right. Well, thank you.
And we're going to end it right there.
There we go. Awesome.
I think you trump everyone in proximity to where we are currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think our walk to the coffee shop was about exactly the same.
Yeah.
So,
The only
Yeah.
one with a shorter walk is Ricardo.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Yeah.
He kind of just falls down his stairs and he's there.
So I ran into Jess recently and I told her this story. Maybe she already relayed this to you, but did you know I just got to go on vacation?
that's what
with
you're saying when
Ricardo?
you came in the shop last
Yeah.
time. Right before, because
Yes.
you got a haircut with Scotty, but
Yes.
you were
Yes.
saying you were going down
Do
there
you
with
feel?
Ricardo.
Do you feel like when I have to get a haircut with Scotty, am I cheating on you?
No.
Okay.
You're in good hands with that.
All right. Okay.
Sometimes it's actually nice because then I can like sit back and like
Yeah.
not even work and just conversate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you don't have one at the same
For
time
sure.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you ever
Yeah.
look over when he's getting his haircut and be like, ooh, I wouldn't have done it that way?